Hey guys, welcome to Film Therapy. This week we decided to do Suicide Squad. It's not a surprise, like it's a big movie coming out, but after we saw it, I guess Zach just really loved Jared Leto's The Joker because he just fell into character. I haven't really seen him since, but he's been sending me weird texts and sending me weird gifts. He sent me just this bucket full of used needles.
Right. Yeah, he sent me a Chipotle gift card, which I thought was pretty cool, but I went to go use it, and there was nothing on it, so that was pretty messed up.
Dick.
Yeah.
It's
pretty sick.
That's pretty bad.
What, did he give you anything like that?
He hasn't gotten me anything. I haven't heard from him.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God, it's got the mouth tattoo. It's really him.
It's perfect.
Here's your gift. It's a sock.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
God.
man.
He did get you something.
So intense.
Thanks for joining us this week on Film Therapy, where we share our cinematic feelings and get deeper into the issues.
Right.
Yeah, I'm Zach.
Bryn.
Nate.
Me, I'm Kyle.
So, the synopsis, we are going to run you through what the movie is about, one sentence at a time. Each person gets one sentence to convey an idea about the movie.
Yep. And hopefully we cover it in one go, and if not, we'll do it in 2 goes. Maybe 3.
4.
Let's see how we do.
We're professionals, though, so... Synopsis time, bitches! Suicide Squad starts with Amanda Waller getting together a bunch of the worst supervillains in the DC universe to fight crime that Superman can't handle and other people can't handle. Ooh.
Right. And of that roster includes Deadshot, Enchantress, we have Harley Quinn, Slipknot, El Diablo, Killer Croc, I'm sure I'm missing another one there, who are held hostage because they have planted explosives in their necks. Rick Flag. Sorry.
These group of misfits have to band together to face a threat in Midway City.
Yeah, and, hilarity ensues, while... I don't know what to say, really. I don't know. I feel like we got it all other than going into subplot about Joker.
Right.
Subplot.
Joker is there sometimes.
For this one, we're going to give you our favorite lines from the film. Zach, what's the line that sticks out to you?
It's definitely got to be... So you're putting together some sort of Suicide Squad.
That's a great one.
It's a good one.
Classic. Memorable classic. I think mine would be when Joker and Harley in the back of the helicopter escaping, and he tells her there's some grape soda and a bearskin rug in the back. It just really...
It's a classic Joker moment.
Right. Just put a smile on my face.
Really, they're in the back anyway, so...
I think my favorite line is near the end of the film when all of the members of the Suicide Squad are asking for favors from Amanda Waller, and the only thing Killer Croc wants is a BET. He's just a simple man, a simple crocodile man.
Yeah.
All he wants is BET.
This one's one channel.
Yeah.
Man, you jokers must be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Good stuff.
As you can tell, there is... and we just chose one. I mean, so much...
There's so much to choose from.
Classic lineage.
Yeah, it's almost like he wrote the best dialogue he could in 6 weeks. I mean, this is
Seems that way.
fantastic.
Yeah.
writing.
Yeah. David Ayer, A+. Honestly, no, we were talking about it. He deserves an Oscar for the time he was given.
Right.
Right.
I don't think I could make a AAA, I don't know, that's terms used for movies, but blockbuster in 6 weeks. I mean, he didn't make it in 6 weeks, but he wrote it. I mean, that's the time he had to come up with a plot. And
I can tell you for sure I wouldn't be able to do that, because I haven't yet.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to write a movie in 6 weeks.
Right.
Let alone the movie we watched.
You know what? I got it. DC, call me up.
Give him a call. What's your phone number? Put it at the bottom of the screen.
It's gotta be right over here. 555. But yeah, next segment.
Next segment.
So, we all know the plot wasn't too great.
It's kind of rough.
The villain was pretty dumb. Let's improve it. Let's see you make a better film. Let's see. Zach, give us a pitch for your better.
Should I make this movie better, or should I just come up with a totally different story that they didn't do? Like,
if it's better.
okay, well, I mean, let's see. I think to make it better, have them go on a mission all together, have full control over the squad like they should, and send them somewhere that Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, no one's gonna go there to fight someone who they don't care about. So, like, send them to some country that's all jacked up and stop, like, a revolution or something. You know, like, some sort of government official activity rather than just, whoops, we let the Enchantress go and now she's wreaking havoc and we have to stop her, but we have the heart in a box right here and we could stop her, but we don't for some reason. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, just send them to, like, I don't know, Iraq. Let's end the Iraq War. Why not?
Right.
With the Suicide Squad.
Sure.
And then Joker is there messing things up for them as they try to do it.
Putting banana peels on the roads.
Yeah, like he's trying to save Harley, but Harley doesn't want to be saved at the time. Like some sort of
Right.
dynamic there
Right.
where there's conflict between those two characters leading up to a badass villain who's got some sort of weird superpower he's going to use or something.
Yeah. My pitch to Warner Brothers, if I was in the director's chair, is I would have. People keep saying Assault on Arkham, and I wouldn't want to make a adaptation from that exactly, but there's a really good like dynamic play there, especially with Joker and Batman. And I'm sure there was some reason they didn't include Batman more in this film, but if he wasn't filming Justice League, I think it'd be really good having him be some sort of conflict for them while they're trying to finish their mission, is that you have Batman and you have Joker trying to intercept Harley, and then you have Batman just trying to intercept everybody. That would have made the film so much more fun, almost like a Mad Max Fury Road style Suicide Squad, where you have both sides, chasing after you, and you're just trying to rush to the mission. What the mission would be, I admit I am not a huge, DC encyclopedia. I don't know if there would have been a good villain. I think keeping it grounded would have been a more enjoyable experience rather than supernatural. Maybe just like a drug runner or like some sort of like gun runner, but why would they need the squad rather than the military? Because they don't want to risk American lives. Just throw that line in there. I don't know. Who cares? That's my pitch.
There's actually elements from both of your guys' pitches that I liked quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to say Assault on Arkham, but definitely elements of that would work. I think something that I would really like to see is the use of everyone in the group, because we really didn't get that with this movie. Like, have a reason for Harley Quinn to be selected for this mission. Like, it would make perfect sense if it was like a mission in Arkham, because she knows Arkham Asylum because she was a nurse there. I don't want to pitch like an exact thing of Assault on Arkham, but I don't know, just at least something where we see some growth from Harley Quinn, because she's in this abusive relationship with the Joker, and have her start to grow as a person and realize that she's with this really abusive guy and try to break away from him. Something like that would be a little bit more interesting. Just, make use of all of your characters. I'm not sure how without, ripping off directly from that animated movie, but something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my pitch would be, I almost want to see something closer to like The Raid or Dread, where like it's these people and they're like, and maybe not exactly, but they're just like sent into this area and having to, just like a more actiony, gritty version of it, but like still fun and light. But I don't know, just working towards this goal, and that's actually the climax and the goal, not something that's just forgotten about. Like, they get to Waller, but it's not a problem to get to her. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see like more conflict and stuff in that. I don't know how you would tie in Batman and Joker, but I would just maybe like they don't know who they're going after and it turns out it's Joker, so like Harley has that conflict or something. But I don't know. I would just like to see like a raid style action movie where they're like they have to go into this like high rise or whatever and just like fucking murder people to the top until they get to this threat, and they're just sending there because they're like, it's not worth. Like I think one of you just said, it's not worth killing these other people who like clearly are going to get murdered, so it's worth just sending these criminals in who we don't care about.
Cool. I'll buy all of them. That's 4 new Suicide Squad movies.
$100 million a piece.
You're welcome.
So my thoughts about the movie. Plot is bonkers, real bad. Like doesn't make any sense. Casting's pretty good. Liked everybody in their roles, but some people were underutilized. Like it seemed like, why are they there? Joker, I didn't like his teeth. It seemed like he had to talk around the teeth, which bothers me a lot. Like, I don't know what it is about people's speech in movies, but I really gotta just know that they're not lisping on, like, for no reason. Like, it seems like he had no reason to lisp. And then, the music, though, is number one, the most annoying thing for me. Everything else could have been wrong with this movie, and I would have walked out a happy man if there weren't just random 30-second clips of different pop songs in the movie. Like, I don't understand. It wasn't motivated. It wasn't anything. It was like, hey, we're going to go to this place, guys. Let me explain the mission to you, and let me tell you how this is going to go down. And then Seven Nation Army's playing, or Icky Thump, I can't remember which, and it's louder than their voices. So I don't understand the idea there. So yeah, I was genuinely annoyed by that in the theater. I'm giving this movie a D+. It was rough for me. I would watch it again, and it's better than Batman vs. Superman, but not really my favorite.
All right. Yes, my big 3 would be plot. I'm going to go ahead and just say script. Plot, dialogue, the villain. And, scrap that. Big 2. Script and the villain. I remember I was watching the film, and before the climax, I was like, you know what, this is fun. It's a summer blockbuster. It's not anything to be truly taken seriously. But the one thing that kept bothering me is this false sense of build. I felt like, okay, the Joker, his first presence on screen wasn't this ominous presence. It was like he had already been introduced before. It didn't have like this great moment. I know a lot of people have already picked on that. But even towards the end of the film, it never came. So there was a Joker, and then there was just the dialogue in general. That anyone that wasn't Deadshot or Harley Quinn just really suffered from poor characterization and pretty bad dialogue. The bouncing off of the characters was fun, but it could have been more. It was almost just like that was the first go that they had at it, and it was fun, but it could have been more. So the third act happened, and it's such a waste. It could have been any other superhero movie ending. You have these great supposedly great supervillains, and they do exactly what the superheroes would have done, except they go to prison afterwards. And then I think Kyle mentioned on our audio podcast that Harley Quinn doesn't have the explosive in her neck at the end of the film, but she gladly goes back to prison with an espresso machine promised. So, I mean, there's just these giant plot holes, which suffers from a poor script. But I had fun. So I want to just, give a movie really a harsh critique, but I'd say it's a C+, because I feel like I was entertained. Maybe it was a gimmick for the reasons why I was entertained, but it was better than BVS, so whatever. I'm going with it.
I think the biggest issue for this movie, the biggest issue I had with this movie were the characters. I would have been okay and forgiving of the plot as long as they got the characters right, and they did for some of them, but not all. You have a mixed match of like all of these like great villains. You have a guy who looks like a crocodile. You have a guy who's into boomerangs for whatever reason. Deadshot, Harley. Those last two were fleshed out pretty well, but I didn't feel like they really utilized these characters. I never got a sense of, oh, that's why they picked them. That's why they're on this team. I didn't really feel like they were necessary or even explored very well. Like, you have a guy who looks like a crocodile. Just imagine what his psyche is. Like, it was never addressed. He was just the guy who kind of comments on everything. So it would have been nice to see these characters fleshed out, especially the Joker, who didn't really have a purpose for being in the movie at all. I guess if you're going to have a movie with Harley Quinn, you have to have the Joker in there somewhere, but I don't know. They didn't really flesh him out that well, and a lot of the other characters, and I think that was my biggest issue with it. That being said, I'll have to give the film a C, because throughout watching it, I was having a good time. Like, yeah, I noticed all of the flaws. The villain was terrible, but I laughed quite a few times at the dialogue between Will Smith and some of the other characters, and there was a lot of fun in the movie for me. Yeah, give it a C.
Yeah, I walked into the theater and I just said, fuck it. And I turned my brain off, and it didn't come back on until maybe a few days later. So, like, the fact that I was able to do it and I got out of the theater and I went, it was a fun time. Like, and once you turn your brain back on and you start thinking about it, it's like, oh man, that's a problem, that's a problem, that's a problem. But I still think if I turn the movie on again, you know, we've talked it through, I still think I'll be able to just go and be off and be ready to watch the movie again. And it'll be fine. Like, it has these problems, but I did have a really good time. There were a lot of moments I really enjoyed, like seeing Harley in her classic outfit with the Joker doing that Alex Ross painting, like in live action. Seeing a little bit of Arkham was cool, you know, seeing the Flash. I mean, I enjoy these little Easter eggs and stuff, so that was nice. I mean, some of the action was fine, you know, there was overall good things. It's just, you know, not really. I guess the plot just didn't go anywhere. I think we compared it to Indiana Jones on the audio podcast, how, like, people say that in theory Indy didn't really do anything in the movie, like, overall to change anything. So, like, I don't know,
like
what
the Nazis were gonna, like, get melted,
right? So I don't think the Suicide Squad added anything to the equation, except maybe Harley and Deadshot. But other than them, like, I don't know. I feel like Rick Flag could have just pulled off the mission himself and it would have been fine. But how dumb do they feel that they didn't just, like, stab Enchantress's heart the whole time? Because she
Right.
totally lived. Like,
yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I had a really good time. Not that good of a time, though. I think I'm also reeling from, like, post effects of Batman vs. Superman. So, like, you know, there's some of that left. So maybe the whole time in my head I'm comparing it to that and being like, ooh, this is so much lighter. I think it's a step towards lightness in DC and a step towards humor and other things, but I don't know. I give it a B-.
Right on. So we have a nice, like, you know, mixture here, and I feel like that's honestly that's a pretty good summary of how a lot of audiences feel. Hopefully, you know, DC Extended Universe does get better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
For sure, it looks promising. I mean, what we've seen of Wonder Woman looks cool.
looks great.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Justice League trailer was fun. So hopefully, you know, it gets better. They learn their lessons,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean, it's really everyone loses. You know, it's not like,
Right.
even though it makes a lot of money, they know it's disappointing. Fans, it's not making the money it nearly could have if
Right.
they produced a quality product.
Right.
True.
That being said, would you guys say this is the best DC extended universe film that we've seen so far?
Yep.
Out of Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and this?
I would lean towards that. I haven't seen Man of Steel in a while, but I feel like that's a more cohesive film. I remember my fault with that was more of just the characteristics of Superman. But what do you think?
I think I'm on that fence too, because it doesn't have the faults, I feel like, in the plot as much. It just lacks, like, a good Superman character. But I've never been a big fan of Superman anyway, so just that I liked the movie, came away with a positive feeling about it. It's impressive for it, because I've never dug him as a character anyway. So, I don't know. I'd probably rewatch Suicide Squad before I'd rewatch Man of Steel.
You know, I agree with that. Yeah, 'cause I like, when I watch a comic movie, I want to have some fun. Like, I like grittiness, but I also, you know, it's a comic book. Of course, they deal with some dark subject matter, but at the end of the day, it's this pulpy, goodness.
Right.
You know?
The whole thing doesn't have to be grounded in like this depressing atmosphere. Like, oh, I'm Superman.
It's such a hassle to get through Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman. Like they just feel so long, even though like really like Suicide Squad's not too far out from the theatrical of Batman vs Superman, and I think Man of Steel was even shorter than that. But it's not too far off from that. But the pacing is at least to the point where I'm not sitting there just like bored, like checking the time on my phone, wondering when it's over. So, I would definitely watch this before either of those.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that's it for us here at Film Therapy. I think we got out everything that we needed to from this film.
Not this.
If you want more of us talking about it, definitely check out the audio version. We get a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nate shows up at the end.
Right.
It does. Makes a little
guest spot.
Yeah, it makes a little post-credit experience.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Pulled a Ben Affleck in this one.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah, my friends are going to visit show.
Yeah.
All right.
From our hearts to yours is the way I'm going to
Yeah.
it every time now.
Please.
We love you. Check us out on all of our different platforms. If you
Please.
check out the audio version, you get a deeper list. I don't know. Do you want to run through it or not? I don't care.
Deeper list of what?
What
Oh.
shit we're on.
We're on, Twitter. I think we're making a Facebook. We're on YouTube, of course, since you're watching on YouTube. We're on SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes,
Netflix.
Netflix.
We got a Patreon. Send us some money so we get better equipment, maybe.
Right.
If you like us at all.
Yeah, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Really comment. This is, your experience as much as ours. Be a part of the conversation here.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Just send us gifts.